Now spellings. Spellings, I keep saying, when it comes to spellings, there are various things that you can do in terms of figuring out the meaning. Now let's look at this. 4 words, so out of the 4 words, we need to figure out which word has the correct meaning, right? The only way to do this is, there are 3-4 ways. The same thing that we said. Didn't I say divide or break down words? Let's do the same thing here again, okay? So if I look at this, I'm just going to take the first one, okay? A, option A. So com, that's a very usual prefix I'm familiar with, right? Can you think of words with com? Just to make sure. So this is the common prefix. I'm looking at this prefix com. I'm familiar with this, right? Com. So why do I know that this is a common prefix? Because I know words that start with com. Combine, comfort. Think of words. Give me words. Complement, compact, right? So I know this is a common prefix, com. Okay. Then I look at then I have this suffix, ate. I know a lot of words that end with ate, prorate, suffocate, eradicate, right? I know that's a common suffix again. So I have this root in between, memor, right? M-E-M-O-R. So I can relate this root to another word that I'm familiar with, which is what? Can you think of a word that you are familiar with? Anybody? Think of a word that you are familiar with. I've given you this root, right? Can you give me a word that you're familiar with starting with this? Let's see who's going to give me the first. It's a very obvious word. Memory, right? Memory. So if you look at memoir, that's another one. Good, right? Memoir, maybe a lot of them may not know, but memory is a much more easier word, right? It's a very usual word that we are familiar with. So if you look at memory, so I've divided this. I have a prefix and I have a suffix and I have this memory in between. Now in this memory, how many M's are there? Only one M is there. Memorize. Only one M is there, right? So if I remove the prefix com and then if I look at the root, in the option A I have 2 M's. Okay, again in option C I have 2 M's. But in option B and D I have only 1 M. So I'm kind of leaning towards B or D. I'm saying this is one approach which we did for synonyms and antonyms, right? The same thing we're doing, dividing the word into prefix, suffix, looking at the root. Come, and if I take off, so here again, if I take off the prefix come, I don't have the complete word memor, okay? So I will lean towards B. This is one way of doing it. Another way to do it is using syllable approach. Do you know what a syllable approach is? What's a syllable? A part, let me write it down. Syllable. Okay, what is a syllable? A part that has a vowel sound. Okay, A, E, I, O, U, that much we know, right? These are all our vowels. So, if I take this word commemorate, okay, if I take this word commemorate and if I have to separate it into syllables, I will say com, one syllable, okay, mem, the next syllable, 1, 2, right, then I have O, this is the third syllable, and then I have rate, which the fourth syllable. So this word, I can divide it into 4 parts, each sound is nothing but the each vowel. A, E, O, I, U, O, E, O, A is what is here in this, right? Commemorate. Now if you actually look up the meaning of this word, commemorate, right? Commemorate means nothing but if you want to kind of keep alive or you want to honor the memory of someone, that's when you commemorate someone. That's the meaning of this word actually. But for us to figure out the spelling of this word, this is another strategy that you can apply. Divide the words syllable wise. So the first thing we said is go by prefixes, suffixes, root. Second thing we said is syllable wise. And the third thing is memory. Visualize that. This is your root, right? Memoir, which we said. Visualize it for you to retain the or register the spelling of this word. So every time, so what you're saying is you can either visualize for you to register not just the meaning of the word but also the spelling of the word. See, one of the best strategies for spelling, either we can apply prefix, suffix, root word concept, or we can apply syllable concept, or we can try and write down. When you are practicing, when you are trying to acquire or expand vocabulary, one of the best things to do to remember the spelling of words is to write it, right? Not all of us do this, but that's the best way to register the spelling of a word, to write it down, to visualize, take a root, connect it to a word that you're familiar with and visualize it. Yeah? These are some small strategies that you can do to register the meaning or the spelling of a given word. So obviously for this, the answer is B, right? We applied some specific strategies, but try and see if you can apply these strategies in a lot of other words as well. I want you to practice this, which will really help you in the long run to remember or retain the spellings. Okay? So, commemorate. Commemorate means, so commemorate is nothing but you are honoring, to honor the memory. Remember the root word that we connected this with? Memory, or you keep alive. You want to remember somebody for whatever they did, right? So to honor the memory or to keep alive the memory of someone. That is the meaning of commemorate. Okay? Syllable. Syllable is one particular vowel sound. That's a syllable. One vowel sound is a syllable, and we know our vowels. I just explained it. So, right? For example, think of any words. Let's take this word, right? This is another. This is a very common word asked in one-word substitutions. Obsolete. Obsolete. Right? So in this, if you have to break it down into syllables, how will you break it down? Can you quickly break it down for me? Anybody? Try. We'll just do this one and we'll move forward. Because somebody asked me, and it's important for you to know this in terms of, breaking down words. Obsolete. Something that is no longer in use, right? It's one repetitive question that comes in one-word substitutions in SSC. So if you have to break this down, yes, thank you, right? So you've taken one syllable and you've broken it down. O, this is one vowel sound. This is another vowel sound. And then you have the remaining. Elite. In fact, it will be SO and then LETE, whatever, right? So you have another vowel sound. Obsolete, obsolete, right? Let me make a small change. Yeah, just SO there, right? So each one is a syllable. There are 3 syllables. So this word is made of 3 syllables. So when you break down words syllable wise or break down words prefixes, suffixes, root word wise, it's easier to retain spelling. Okay? Okay, so we're moving on to spot the error, right? So as soon as you read the question, where do you think the error is? Beside writing is my hobby, I had ideas for a couple of short stories that needed further thought. So as soon as you read the question, obvious answer is, it cannot be, it has to be option part A, where you're saying besides. When you say beside, you're talking about next to, but that's not the meaning the context is saying, right? Besides, meaning moreover, right? So this sentence seems more like in a response to a question, right? Why do you want to focus on this, right? Besides, writing is my hobby. That's why I want to write short stories, blah, blah, blah. So moreover, or when you're saying furthermore, right? So this is a pretty obvious error. As soon as you see it, there is something wrong. It cannot be beside, which means next to, right? This is not the meaning that the context is giving. So we know this has to be the answer.